Hey everybody, and welcome to Leia's Lair. In this episode, I have prepared a quiz to determine which lightsaber combat form you would have. If you're enjoying the videos, please give them a like, share, and subscribe to the channel so I can continue making them for you. Before we begin, grab a pen and paper or something to keep track of your answers and scores. After each question, select one response that aligns with how you choose to be in the Star Wars universe. It will then reveal how many points each response is worth. Add that number to your tally. At the end, we will add up all the points from the questions to determine which form you got. Alright, let's begin. Question 1. Your master is slain by your enemy in front of you. Do you A. Somersault over him to catch him off guard, then slice him in half? B. Overpower him and end the battle quickly. You have other things to do. C. Flee. If your master fell, what chance do you have? D. Attack him with force push, then use your surroundings to your advantage. E. Disarm him, but do not kill him, then take him to the authorities to answer for his crimes. F. Battle him one-on-one. This is your chance to show off your great precision. G. Defeat him, but don't kill him right away. First, he'll suffer for what he did to your master. Question 2. You learn that an order has been executed, and the result is the slaughter of your peers. Do you A. Channel your fury and attack anyone that is against you or your peers? B. Challenge the one who passed the order to a one-on-one duel? C. Send out a distress code to prevent other peers from dying? D. Return to your headquarters to save anyone you can, even if it means battling many opponents? E. Take out enemies one by one. The best defense is a strong offense. F. Refuse to wait around for the enemy. Attack them head-on using your strength. G. Exile to a desolate planet and hide there for many years. Question 3. Your father visits you to reconcile your past differences. Do you A. Tell him you never want to see him again. This is the easiest way to get rid of him for good. B. Try to leave. If he keeps persisting, threaten him. C. Use Mind Probe to see what he really is up to. D. You know what you have to do, but you don't know if you have the strength to do it. E. Be prepared at all times. You know that he is clever and could have anything up his sleeve. F. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. G. Reconcile with him. Despite your differences, he's still your father. Question 4. You are battling against a bounty hunter and his young son is watching. Do you A. Defend yourself against him, then flee. His son does not need to see a vicious battle. B. Dodge his blaster fire with agility, take him out with your lightsaber. C. Run at him while deflecting his blaster fire, then take off his head with style. D. Use the Jedi mind trick to convince him to leave with his son. E. Deflect his blaster back at him. He should not have come against you. F. Use finesse to outmaneuver him. Show his son what a klutz his father is. G. Destroy his blaster so he's helpless, then spare his life. He is a father after all. Question 5. You learn that someone you trust is a dangerous Sith Lord.
You achieve a power greater than any Jedi. What did you say? Use my knowledge, I beg you. You're the Sith Lord.
Do you A. Join them, learn the ways of the dark side. B. Debate with him about the Force and why he should turn back to the light. C. Draw your lightsaber, try to take him prisoner. D. Distance yourself from him immediately. Nothing good could come from this. E. Pretend to join him to gain valuable insight for the Jedi Council. F. Attack him immediately. There's no time to wait for backup. G. Turn them over to the Jedi Council. A few Jedi Masters should be able to handle him. Question 6. You are captured by a Wampa who is preparing to make you his dinner. Do you A. Kill him. Now the tables have turned and you have dinner. B. Offer the Wampa something else to eat in exchange. They shouldn't go hungry because of you. C. Use force pull to grab your lightsaber and cut yourself down. Next, slice off their arm. D. Using telekinesis, drop a block of ice on their head to knock them out. E. Try to escape the ice cave and get as far away from the Wampa as possible. F. Try to hold out in the cave to stay warm. If the Wampa attacks, you'll defend yourself in whatever way possible. G. End the Wampa with a swift and powerful swing. You must be getting back to base before the shield doors close. Question 7. Your dark-sided father brings you before his Sith Lord Master.
I have no expected. You no longer need those.
Do you A. Try to create drama. Ask your father why he's settled for being an apprentice for more than 20 years. B. Fulfill your destiny. Take your father's place at his side. C. Do a backflip and take the high ground. You know it brings back bad memories. D. Try to escape. Defend yourself against them if you have to. E. Attempt to strike down the Sith Lord. You feel you have the strength to pull it off. F. Propose to face them individually. You stand a better chance this way. G. Battle them both at the same time. If you defeat them, spare their lives. Question 8. You run into your old enemy on the Death Star. Do you A. Sneak away, live to fight another day. B. Become one with the Force. Now you can haunt him as a Force ghost. C. Ignore having any conversation. Time to end this once and for all. D. Discard your weapons and have tea like old friends. Hopefully you guys can laugh about the limbs you cut off the last time you met. E. Defend yourself at all costs. You know what he can do with the lightsaber. F. Use the Force to increase your speed. Hopefully you can still do flips at your age. G. Become excited. You look forward to testing your skills against them once again. Question 9. What is your ideal battle situation? A. One-on-one lightsaber duels, battling to use an art. B. One in which you win, that is the only thing that matters. C. Attacking a single opponent using speed, agility, and lots of somersaults. D. One in which you can disarm multiple opponents without harming them. E. Defending against single or multiple opponents, you are skilled in both. F. One in which you can use Force abilities as much as possible. G. Quick battles where you can attack with strength rather than agility. Question 10. What is your lightsaber hilt style? A. Shoto. B. Curved hilt. C. Standard. D. Crossguard. E. Double-bladed. F. Double-bladed spinning. G. Lightsaber pistol. Alright, that was the last question. Good job on finishing the quiz. Now just add up all the points from the questions and we'll find out which lightsaber combat form you have in the Star Wars universe. Between 10 and 17, you got Form 3. Users of this form were typically described as being non-aggressive and were more concerned with surviving combat than winning it. They would focus on tight blade work and subtle dodges to provide maximum defense capabilities against both ranged weapons and lightsabers. Users would be effective against both single and multiple opponents and commonly use their strong defensive techniques to outlast their opponent, waiting for them to make mistakes due to fatigue or frustration. Between 18 and 25, you got Form 1. Users of this form usually intend to disarm opponents rather than injuring them. They typically use wide, sweeping motions, and for this reason, they are specialized at dealing with multiple opponents. One should not underestimate the simplicity of this form, as a true master would be able to find a way to utilize it in most lightsaber combat and battlefield situations. Between 26 and 34, you got Form 2. Users of this form specialize in lightsaber to lightsaber combat and prefer one-on-one duels. They rely on precision and efficiency instead of strength to defend against opponents and go to great lengths to avoid being disarmed. Typically, users would use jabs, light cuts, and parries as blade work and would greatly emphasize footwork in both attack and defense. Users would commonly use this form one-handed and were described as being focused and elegant. Between 35 and 45, you got Form 6. This was the most generalized, balanced form of lightsaber combat, combining elements from Forms 1 through 5. This form is not considered to be particularly advantageous, nor is it considered to be disadvantageous, but users would not be left as exposed as they would utilizing some of the other forms. Users would not focus on blade work as much as the other forms, and therefore would typically use force-based attacks while fighting. They would demonstrate great improvisation and creativity in combat. Between 46 and 54, you got Form 4. Users of this form were typically more combative and used a style that would combine strength, speed, and agility. They would prefer to be on the offensive and typically use wide, fast, and powerful swings of their lightsaber. This would make them especially effective against single opponents. They were known to be particularly acrobatic, utilizing the force to overcome any physical limitations they might have, often moving so quickly that they would only appear as a blur to their opponents. Between 55 and 62, you got Form 5. Users of this form would focus on domination and therefore would be considered aggressive. They would often try to find ways to use their opponent's attacks against them. Users of this form did not like to waste time waiting on their opponents, opting instead to create their own opportunities in combat. They opted to use their natural strength to their advantage rather than agility. Between 63 and 70, you got Form 7. Users of this form are typically extremely aggressive. They require significant internal focus and utilize their inner darkness in duels, accepting the fury of their opponent. This form was considered the most vicious form of lightsaber combat, using bold, direct movements. Users would employ their own emotions in battle, making them often unpredictable. They would enjoy fighting and would take pleasure in winning. Interested in finding out more about who you'd be in the Star Wars universe? Check out my other quizzes. Anyways, I hope you had fun completing this quiz. So which lightsaber combat form did you get? Let me know down below in the comment section. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come. I hope to see you all again in Leia's Lair.